Good morning to everyone. Today we will discuss distribution of shearing stress over an I section. In the previous classes, we derived the expressions for the shear stress distribution over a rectangular, triangular and other sections. Now let us discuss the distribution of shearing stress over an I section. Here, before going to discuss or derive an expression for the shear stress at a distance y from the neutral axis, let us say this is the flange of thickness B and this is the web of thickness is also B, and the overall depth of the beam is, say, that is capital D. The overall depth of the flange web is small d. So let us see, labeled as, say, capital B is equal overall width of the I section, overall width of the section, and D is equal overall depth of the section. D is equal overall depth of the section, and small d is the depth of web, and B is the thickness of flange, and web. So, and web. Let us see. So it initially calculate the shear stress in the flange. Say, as we know that the shear stress on a layer at a distance y from the neutral axis. We know that shear stress on a layer at a distance y from the neutral axis. What is that stress? Say that is shear stress represented by tau is equal to shear force F into AY bar whole divided by I into B. Say equation number 1. So now let us see the shear stress in the flange and the shear stress in the web, how the shear stress is distributed across the depth of the I section. So initially, let us see the shear stress in the flange. Shear stress that is represented tau in the flange at a distance y from the neutral axis. This is the first one. So shear stress tau in the flange at a distance y from the neutral axis. So now let us consider the same I section. So this is the I section, am I right? So for better understanding, I would like to redraw the same I section again. Here we have to calculate the shear stress distribution with respect to the neutral axis. Say this is the neutral axis represented by NA. So this is the neutral axis. So Then just I would like to find out the shear stress at a distance y from the neutral axis in the flange. This is the flange. So just I would like to find out the shear stress at a distance y from the neutral axis. This is y. Say at a layer EF, just I would like to find out the shear stress. So at a distance y at a layer EF, simply just I would like to find out the shear stress on a layer EF at a distance y from the neutral axis. Simply just I would like to shade the region. So this is the shaded region. So we have to find out the A y bar quantity. For that, let us take the dimensions. What about the dimensions? Simply, so it is from the neutral axis it is capital D by 2. This is capital D by 2. Simply, the area of the shaded region to be find out. For that, this is the depth of the shaded region, that becomes D by 2 minus y. The total length, the total depth is D by 2 from the neutral axis. And just I would like to find the shear stress on a layer EF at a distance y. So initially we have to find out the area of this shaded region. So for that, we know the base of the shaded region as usual, that is capital B, and depth of the shaded region becomes D by 2 minus, so D by 2 minus y. So you can find out then y bar, then calculate the y bar is the centroidal distance from the neutral axis to the centroid of the flange. Say, let us assume this is the centroid of the flange represented by GF. So it becomes, this is the y bar. This is the y bar. So from the geometry, what about the y bar? So y bar is equal to, simply, so y bar becomes y plus half of the D by 2 minus y. So y plus half of the D by 2 minus y. So this is sufficient to find out the shear stress in the flange at a distance y. So what we have to calculate? Initially we have to calculate the shear stress distribution in the flange and then calculate the shear stress in the web. Therefore, so area of the shaded region. Now area of the shaded region. Simply, what about that values? So for better understanding, this is the neutral axis, am I right? So this is the a flange of base capital B, so base capital B, and at a distance y from the neutral axis. So this becomes D by 2 minus y. So because it is y, this is y bar. So we know that. Therefore, capital A is equal to, what about the base capital B? Base is the capital B into, what about the width? So this is the depth. The depth is D by 2 minus y. This is the area. D by 2 minus y. So now distance of the center of the flange from the neutral axis. Distance of the centroid CG of the flange say that is y bar. Therefore y bar is equal to, as we know that y plus What about that? D by 2 minus y, this is the shaded region, whole divided by 2. Simply 2y plus d by 2 minus y whole divided by 2. Finally, the y bar becomes, y bar is equal to, what about the y bar? 1 by 2 into capital D by 2 plus y. So, I think that we know the a value, we know the y bar value. Here, b is equal to capital B. Substitute a value, y bar value, and small b is equal to capital B in equation number 1. Therefore, tau is equal to f into a y bar whole divided by I into b. Substitute all the values, f by I, otherwise f into, simply that is f into, what about the a? A is b into capital D by 2 minus y, alright, that is a into, what about the y bar? So, half into capital D by 2 plus y whole divided by I into capital B. So, B cancel. Finally, the shear stress in this, so equal to tau is equal to f by 2I into, I think that this is a minus b, this is a plus b. It means a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square. It means d by 2 whole square minus y square. So, this is the shear stress in the flange. For our coordinates, it is represented by TF. Say, what about the shear stress at the top of the flange, at the bottom of the flange? It means at y is equal to capital by 2 and y is equal to small d by 2. At y is equal to capital D by 2 and at y is equal to small d by 2. Say, this is labeled as equation number 2. Equation number 2. So, simply what we did here, so let us consider an isection of overall width is B with the depth capital D and its web depth D, and flange and web thickness is B. So, initially we have to calculate the shear stress in the flange and then calculate the shear stress in the web. As we know that the shear stress on a layer at a distance y is given by the equation number 1. Now consider the shear stress in the flange at a distance y from the neutral axis on a layer F, right? And then shaded the above region and then find out the, so y bar from the neutral axis to the shaded area. And what about the area of the shaded region? That is given by the capital A is equal to B into D by 2 minus y, and y bar is also from the geometry, which is equal to half into D by 2 plus y. Substitute all these values in equation number 1. Finally, we obtain the shear stress in the flange. Generally, tau f is equal to f by 2I into D by 2 whole square minus y square. Now, so what about the shear stress at the top of the flange and as well as the bottom of the flange? So now, so shear stress at y is equal to capital by D by 2. It means, so that is the shear stress at the top of the flange. Substitute, so that means substitute y is equal to d by 2 in equation number 2. Therefore, shear stress at the top of the flange is, what about that value? F by 2I into, so d by 2 whole square minus capital D by 2 whole square. Simply it becomes 0. Say the shear stress is 0 at the top of the flange. Then what about the shear stress at y is equal to small d by 2? So simply substitute y is equal to small d by 2 in the equation number 2. What about that value? It means, therefore, tau is equal to f by 2I into, so capital D by 2 whole square minus small d by 2 whole square. So therefore finally, so that is equal to f by 8I into, so capital D square minus small d square. So this is, say, as equation number B. So what we did, simply the shear stress at the top of the flange as well as the bottom of the flange is derived and represented by equation number A and B. So what we did, initially we determined the shear stress in the flange as shown in figure. The equation number A, the equation number 2 and AB represents the shear stress distribution along the depth of the flange. So the second case is shear stress in the web. Shear stress in the web at a distance y from the, neutral axis. So now let us consider the geometry of the web. So I think that, so this is the flange, we know that. So this is the flange. I think that, so this is the web, we know that. So the neutral axis is known, this is the neutral axis, for example, this is the neutral axis. So just I would like to find out the stress in the flange at a distance y from the neutral axis. So let us consider this is a layer F. Just I would like to find out the stress on a layer which is in the flange as shown in figure. So simply shaded the region above the F layer. This is very, very important. In generally, as we know that, so this is the capital D by 2. So simply it becomes small d by 2. So it is y. So simply it looks like into two shapes. Here the shaded region is split up into two elements. The shaded region is split up into two elements, say as one is flange, second one is web. So this geometry is very, very important one. So here we have to divide the shaded region or split up the shaded region into two regular shapes, say as one is the flange, second one is the web, which is at a distance y from the neutral axis to the EF. I think that there is a centroidal distance, So from the neutral axis to the web, say this is the web portion. Say as this is for our convenience G or Y of W. So definitely there is a centroidal distance. This is Y bar of W. So there is a centroidal distance from the neutral axis to the web flange becomes or say as that is Y bar of G. Here we have to calculate the total area of the web as well as the area of the shaded portion in the web. So we must know the area of the flange and we must know the area of the web, shaded area in the web. So finally the shear stress in the web is represented by tau W is equal to, so F into A Y bar whole divided by IB as usually. But so what about that? So here it can be re-represented or rewritten as that is equal to F into what about the AY bar? AY bar is the summation of the quantity of AY bar G and quantity of AY bar of W. It means that is equal to AY bar for flange plus AY bar, that is the quantity of AY bar for web whole divided by I into B. This is the key point. So what we did here simply, so the shaded region is divided into or split up into two rectangular shapes or regular shapes. One is in a rectangular shape named as the flange. It means we have to find out the total area of the web flange and the centroidal distance from the neutral axis to the flange, centroid of the flange. Say this is G F, say this is G W. So this can be written as, for example, this is Y flange. So that is YF and YW. So here just we have to find out the area of the flange and centroidal distance from the neutral axis to the flange and area of the web as well as the centroidal distance from the neutral axis to the web portion, shaded portion. Now so AY bar for flange, AY bar for flange. So keep it in mind. So let us consider the geometry. What about the geometry? We know the d by 2. What about the, so this is small d by 2. It becomes definitely capital D by 2 minus small d by 2. I think that we know the base of the flange as B, capital B, and depth of the flange is capital D by 2 minus small d by 2. Therefore, area capital A is equal to B into, so what about that? Capital D by 2 minus small d by 2. We know that. And then what about the Y bar? So then Y bar is equal to, what about the Y bar? Simply that is d by 2 plus capital D by 2 minus small d by 2. It means, so Y bar is the distance measured from the neutral axis to the GF. It becomes capital D by 2 and half of the depth of the flange, that is equal to, so small d by 2 plus capital D by 2 minus small d by 2 whole divided by 2, that can be written as by 2. So this may be rewritten as, for simplicity, that is 2d by 2 plus d by 2 minus small d by 2 whole divided by 2. This will be cancelled out. Finally, what is the value? So that is equal to y bar is equal to d plus capital D by 2 minus small d by 2 whole divided by 2 is equal to simply it becomes capital D by 2 plus small d by 2 into 1 by 2. So we obtained the quantity of A y bar for plant. So then calculate the A y bar for the web. Now A y bar for web. So now let us consider the web portion. So this is the neutral axis, as we know that. So this is the flange, we know that. So this is the web portion. This is the web portion, in which let us consider surface at a level EF. So just we have to consider that portion only. So I think that we know the base of the web B, and we must know the depth of the web portion. So what about the depth of the web portion? The total depth of the web is d by 2. So simply it becomes simply d by 2 minus y. Is it clear? This depth is d by 2 minus y. I think that we know the dimensions of this shaded region as base B, depth d by 2 minus 1. Therefore, area A is equal to B, small b into small d by 2 minus y. We know the area. Alright? So then coming to the centroidal distance. So this is the centroidal distance measured from the neutral axis is taken as y bar. So what about that? Very simple, y plus d by 2 minus y whole divided by 2. Therefore, y bar is, whatever the y bar is, so y plus, so half of the d by 2 minus y, small d by 2 minus y whole divided by 2. This can be rewritten as 2y plus d by 2 minus y whole divided by 2. So therefore, y bar becomes, so what about the y bar? Simply 2y minus y, that is d by 2 plus y into 1 by 2. This is the y bar. So I think that we know the a value and a y bar. So therefore, finally substitute all these values. So in this equation, so simply substitute all these values in this equation. So therefore, shear stress in the web is F into, what about the a y bar for the flange? We know the a and y bar. So therefore, what about the a? That is equal to b into d by 2 minus small d by 2 into, what about the y bar? That is capital D by 2 plus small d by 2 into 1 by 2 plus what about the a for the web? That is b into small d by 2 minus y into y bar is d by 2 plus y into 1 by 2 whole divided by I into b, whole divided by I into b. So this can be rewritten as, that is equal to F by IB So I think that it looks like as a minus b, it looks like as a plus b. It means that is a plus b into a minus b. So similarly it looks like as a plus a minus b and it a plus b. Finally, so that becomes 2 into 4, that is 8. That is simply it is the 4, 2 into 2 4 8. So 1 by 8 into 1 by 8 into capital D square minus small d square plus, so am I right? So what about this value? This is again into capital B. So this is capital B. Small b into, so d square minus y square. This is the whole, this is the final equation. Finally, what about this value? It becomes, so finally the value becomes, that is equal to tau w is equal to f by 8I into capital B by small b. So capital D square minus small d square plus d square minus 4y square. So this is the equation number 3. This is equation number 3. So then you can find out the shear stress at the top of the web as well as the at the neutral axis also. So here what we did, very simple. So suppose if you want to calculate the shear stress in the web, let us consider the, so shaded region above the layer EF. It is consisting of two different rectangular areas, and otherwise this shaded region is divided into two regular shapes. So one is the with the base B depth of flange d by 2 minus small d by 2. Similarly, let us consider the shaded region. Its dimension simply small b and depth d by 2 minus y. So then find out the ay bar quantity for the flange and ay bar quantity for the web. So and then substitute all these values in this equation. Finally, that would be, so tau w is equal to f by 8I into b by capital B by small b, capital D square minus small d square plus small d square minus 4 by y square. So then we can find out the now shear stress at the top of the web. Shear stress at the top of the web, top of the web. It means at y is equal to d by 2. So this is the web, top of the web from the neutral axis. Say here this is the neutral axis labeled as NA. So this is the top of the web. It means the value becomes d by 2. Y varies from d by 2. Simply substitute y is equal to d by 2 in equation number 3. That becomes shear stress in the web at the top of the web becomes, that is equal to f by 8I into capital B by small b d square minus small d square plus d square minus 4 into d by 2 whole square. So I think that it is again d square. This term becomes 0. So therefore shear stress at the top of the web is equal to f by 8I into b by capital B into capital D square minus small d square. I think that we know that shear stress in the bottom of the flange, that means at the top of the edge, that is equal TF becomes, that is equal to F by 8I into D square minus capital D square. We know that. So that is represented by equation number B in the previous. Now shear stress at the neutral axis. Shear stress at neutral axis. So it means at y is equal to 0. Means at y is equal to 0. What about that value? So therefore, shear stress at neutral axis is equal to F by 8I into B by capital B by small b D square minus small d square plus d square minus 4 into 0 whole square. So therefore, TW at neutral axis is equal to F by 8I into capital B by small b d square minus small d square plus d square, say equation number D. So from the equation number A, B, C, D, what about the stress? I think that stress at the top of the flange 0, stress at the bottom of the flange is equal, we know that, what about that value? F by 8I into d square minus d square, and shear stress at the top of the web is equal to F by 8I into capital B by small b into d square minus small d square, and the shear stress at neutral axis is equal to F by 8I into capital B by small b into d square from small d square plus d square. So from the equation number 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4, we know that the shear stress is maximum at the neutral axis, which is equal to F by 8I. So then we can draw the shear stress distribution over an I section along the depth. Say this is the neutral axis, right? What about the shear stress at the top of the flange? 0. So what about the shear stress at the bottom of the flange? Simply it is F by 8I d square minus d square. Here it follows the parabolic law. It follows the parabolic law and it is constant up to some extent. So this is the constant. Then what about the shear stress at neutral axis? Again it follows the parabolic law. It follows the parabolic law. Simply it is the shear stress. Alright. Similarly, let us see the same, due to symmetric, the shear stress is at the bottom flange is 0 and it is as shown in figure. So this is the maximum shear stress. So it is tau maximum. So this is neutral axis. This is the shear stress distribution in the I section along the depth of the beam. The shear stress is maximum at the neutral axis as shown in figure. So simply today we covered distribution of shear stress over an I section. For that, let us consider a I section of overall width B, depth capital D, and its web depth D, thickness of the flange and the web is B. So initially we obtained the expression for the shear stress in the flange at a distance y from the neutral axis, then shear stress in the web at a distance y from the neutral axis. Finally, the shear stress is the expressions for the shear stress at various layers, that is at the extreme layers, say as the top of the flange as well as the bottom of the flange, top of the web as well as the bottom of the web at the neutral axis. All these expressions are represented by 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 4 4. So I think that the similar expressions are applicable for the T sections also. So let us see the expressions for the T sections. So now then you can find out the shear stress at any layer by using all these formulas. So thank you. Let us continue in the next class.